we are going to recap episode 7.
Oh, yes. And 7 was even better than 6. I mean, they keep getting better every single week.
It's so good.
You want to jump right into this episode? Oh
You
my
want to do an
gosh.
intro for our...
So-
This will be posted on YouTube after on
Yes.
Steph's channel.
I wanted to go back to doing it live because I know we stopped because of the sound issues and stuff, but
Oh,
like,
yes. But I'm not wearing my AirPods, so hopefully... hopefully that was it.
maybe if I had them too, it would probably sound normal, but you know.
So go ahead, Steph.
Yes. Okay. So we left off with Peter having the decision of being a traitor.
Mhm.
And I think I'm not the only one where I thought he was definitely going to say yes.
I thought he would. I mean, why
Yeah.
not? You know, it's like a bigger chance of getting the money.
Absolutely.
Getting all the money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said no, he denied it. Alan came in and said, nope, sorry. And then they showed the clip of him and he said he wanted to win the right way.
Thoughts on winning the right way? I have my thoughts.
Um,
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on winning the right way, well, the show is called The Traitors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean, Peter? That's my thought.
My thoughts are there are two ways to win the traitors.
Yeah.
One way is you are a traitor and you lie to everybody and you get to the end. One way is you're faithful and you find all the traitors. Those are the two right ways to win traitors. There isn't one right way, Peter. Now, I can kind of see it, and excuse me, but if at the beginning round table and Alan tapped Peter on the shoulder, would he have stormed out and said, no way, I can't be a traitor, I got to win the right way? No.
Exactly.
I can see it being harder now because he does have his little group that worships him. Right?
The
But
most faithful.
don't say it's the right way. Say, I can't feel it. I can't do it.
Right.
You know, like just say it like that. Don't say that you are superior because you're a faithful. It was just the luck of the draw, man. Come on.
Right. He's getting a little too arrogant and stuff for me. And you know what it is? Is it a Bachelor thing? Because, what was it, Ari? Last season? He was the same way.
I think he's got a bit of HOH-itis, if we want to bring it back to Big Brother. Like, he's got his little followers that are telling him how wonderful he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what it is.
This episode
Because
had a
everything's
lot.
relatable to Big Brother.
Yeah. A lot of things in this episode were related
Exactly.
to Big Brother, definitely.
Peter and his pals, yes.
The
We got a
Peter
Peter and his
pals.
combo.
Oh, those names. So yeah, that was basically
Yep,
before breakfast. And then, you know, they talk about basically Phaedra's like, well, that was a dumb move on Parvati's.
Well, you don't know. It could have been a brilliant move. Yeah.
She always, if you guys watch the postmortems, especially after,
I didn't watch this week's. That was bad.
She blames everything on everyone else. And
exactly.
And I know there's no jury. it's not about a jury, but like I'm looking at it as a viewer. I love Phaedra, but I'm looking at it as a viewer, and I'm like, she's not taking any shots. She's having everyone else do it. I don't know. Is that a smart thing, or is that a not smart thing?
Or is it because she's nervous to take a shot? Because she can't tell anyone that she's saving them. Right. She can't tell anyone that she's not the one that put their name in. It doesn't matter. So is it just that she's not used to these competition shows and like making a move and like, this is what we should do to advance ourselves? I don't know.
Yeah. So that's all I have before they get into breakfast.
Parvati was shocked and devastated. She will rise from the ashes. I had that in her DR.
There was a lot of like Shakespeare talk. Like they were all like, they all need their own Emmys this season. No, it's Bergie and Phaedra. They walk in first.
Bergie and Phaedra, yeah.
I thought it was kind of a little suspicious. Her acting, is it because we know she's a traitor? But like she walks in and she's like, oh, where do we sit? Where do we sit? And he's like, well,
I know, come on.
Let's sit at the end so we can watch them. She's like, oh, well, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I don't think anyone's noticing it. I really don't.
I know. I love though how she was like, your group is like a gang. And Bergie was like, yeah, we are. I can't deny it.
Bergie, yep.
Yeah. And he was super excited to be first. He's like, ooh, I get to watch everyone come in. I'm like, oh, so sweet. He's so sweet.
He is. I love Bergie.
Yep. Yeah, so I had that. And then it was Sheree, MJ, Kate.
Yep.
CJ, Parv, and Sandra.
Yep.
And then Peter and John. And he whispers to Peter when they come in, there's something I got to tell you later.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh God, he can't even He's got to in front of everybody because he's that good. It's like, come on.
I love the dialogue between Parvati's DRs, I guess I'm gonna call them DRs, and
Oh yeah.
Peter. They just like were back and forth. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm sick of his arrogant smile and everything else.
Hmm.
She was so ready for him to, she's like, I can't wait for him to be murdered.
Exactly. I can't wait to send him out the door. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh.
She was so done.
Um,
And
and then we have
oh
Kevin and Trishelle come in, and everyone's
yeah.
like, well, and who clocked it? I forget who clocked it. It could have been Kate, but they figure out right away someone got recruited.
Yes, they were like, oh,
With
because no one was murdered, and they're like, well, nobody was
hmm
murdered. We just got out a traitor, so somebody has to have been
exactly.
recruited. I'm sure.
And I
Yeah,
think, and of course they know because season
that's what
one.
I mean.
And I was trying to
Yes.
think back. I think I said season one, Alan told him, but I don't think he did. I think that
Um,
the traitor,
no, he did. He did. He did.
he
They
did
all
tell
got a
them.
letter.
Okay, so then he came up and he's like, I was the one who was
Yeah,
recruited, but yeah.
yeah.
Okay. She called
She
him out.
wanted him to so bad mention it.
Yes.
She was like, "Oh, is he gonna say that he was recruited? I can't wait. Oh, I
Hmm.
gotta manipulate him and everything else." I'm like, "Oh
Uh-huh.
my god."
And then she targeted him right away. I'm like, that's a little obvious,
Mm.
Parvati. Like, oh, is it you, Peter? Would you tell us? Huh? And she's smirking at him.
Oh yeah.
Like I know you know I did it.
She was talking too much because raise your hand who got recruited.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Oh my
Harvey, calm
God.
down.
And then Kate was like, let's not judge. They may not have accepted. I'm like, okay, Kate. She's so
Oh my
smart
god.
because they didn't.
She is, yeah.
Yeah,
He's played it before. I love Kate.
I know, exactly. Probably ask whoever got oh yeah, raise your hand. Yep.
Hmm.
And then Pete says, well, Parvati, I guess you're not a traitor because I'm still here.
Yes.
I was like, okay, what are these two doing? Like they think they're a
No.
fun little cat and mouse. Like
Yeah,
each of them thinks they're the cat and the other one's the mouse,
they're
and they're
being
both
way
wrong.
too vocal. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're trying to stay low in this game.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And Peter's now looking suspect. But
Yeah,
we'll get
exactly.
there because
Yes, we will. Yeah.
what was I gonna say? Oh, Alan comes in. What was Alan wearing? We always talk about his outfits. What was he wearing today?
It wasn't my
Oh, it was
favorite. It was like
this.
this green,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a green hat, which looked kind of like an army hat,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't,
I
right?
think I want to say a bow. It was just
Yes.
like so extravagant compared to his outfit. It was kind of like uniform like.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's
Fancy
okay. It's all
uniform
right.
like.
He makes everything look good, but it wasn't my
Yeah.
fave. Yeah.
Compared to the other Alan ones. He announces it by saying, "Oh, if a reality star falls in the forest and no one can hear it, does it make a sound?" I'm like, Alan, way to freak them
I
out.
know, that was good. I liked that. Yep. So we had our
Too much.
and then we have our group closing the door again. They closed the door and who
Yes.
went in? Phaedra tried to go in. And they're like, oh, no, give us a minute. Just a minute, Phaedra, just a minute.
Yeah. And this group, in case anyone doesn't know, is
Oh, yeah.
called, they named them the most faithful of the faithful.
Hmm.
Also,
Did they name themselves that, or did the other people name them
no,
that?
the other ones. And then Phaedra
Yeah,
calls them Peter's pals.
Peter's pal.
I think
Exactly.
it's so funny.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
they're
then Phaedra goes and tells everyone she got kicked out. So then MJ goes right in. She's like, no, I want to stay. They're like, just give us a minute. She's like, I want to know the plan. They're like, we have a great plan. We'll tell you about it. She's like, why can't you just tell me now? Like she wasn't, and then
she's
finally
pushing. And
she was.
and then
I
when
was
they
like,
shut the door, she ran. She literally ran in the hallway to them.
I
I
know.
was like,
It
oh
was
my
so
god.
funny.
Yeah,
I was like, oh God, that's obnoxious. Come
it
on.
is.
That's like,
Yep.
oh,
I
I
don't
don't
like
know.
the gathering, especially together. No.
Right. You trying to get the traitors out. Like,
Yeah.
because that would make the other faithfuls nervous. Like, oh, maybe they're just gonna then get us out so that they can have the money between themselves. They're such good buddies.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's what I would be thinking as a faithful.
Yeah.
Oh, then we have Sandra in the pool table.
Oh, Sandra and the pool table.
Big Brother.
Oh my
So
god.
hers would be Survivor with rocks, right?
Oh, really?
But
Yes.
for
Yeah, I
Big
didn't
Brother
know.
people, it would be the billiard balls or the chess
Yeah.
pieces or whatever they had. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
Skittles. Sometimes it's,
Oh,
whatever they
yeah, the
have on hand.
candy. Yeah.
But she lays out the plan or the scenario, right? She
Hmm.
says there's a 5 and a 5. We're the 5. They're the 5. We have to get their numbers down. So we should vote out Pete. because it could be a traitor and we'll get their numbers down. I was like, yeah, woo, yay. She's like, we have to win. We are the leftovers. Big brother. That was the best. I was like, oh my God, that was amazing.
I wanted to say, you know what I have stuck in my head? What? It's time for the leftovers to take over.
They put all their hands in. That would have been awesome.
Oh my God.
That was good. I love that. Okay.
But so they all agree on Peter, and Parvati's like hugging everyone on the way out of the room. She's like, oh, my plan, Peter. Literally, they were all gunning.
They were all in.
For Peter. Peter was going home.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So.
Oh. Okay.
So.
My heart's broken.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Leafy Doom. I don't know if do you think Alan said something like head into your Leafy Doom for the challenge, so I thought that might have been the name. I didn't get the name of the challenge.
Did they name them? I'm trying to look back.
They did last time. I had written it down, so I don't know.
I called it the Woods Challenge.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Right. So they had to split up in pairs. Yep. And each pair had to take a bag of money. Yeah. With different amounts. Yep. Right. So the pairs were Sandra, Kev, John, and Parv. They were so cute. Trish and Pete. Oh, Trishelle, because she's like, we're going to take the biggest amount because we're the best team.
I know.
God in heaven. CT and Phaedra, of course.
Oh, did you see
oh my God. Swoon. Yes. What are you doing?
Yes. a little Joey. I'm like, oh my God.
Exactly. That was the cutest. Oh my God. And then Sheree and Bergie and MJ. Yeah. So Trishelle and Pete took the biggest amount because, we're the best. So we're definitely going to win. Oh, yeah.
They're perfect for each other with their big balloon sized heads.
Exactly. And then I didn't write down what the other people got for amounts. I wrote what the amounts were.
I know CT and Phaedra got the smallest one.
Yeah, because Phaedra's like, if we don't make it, we don't make it. And
she knew she was going out somewhere.
It was like 50. It was like $500 or something.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny. So it ended up being it was traps. Like they got little
those
were
traps. Awesome. Those were so good. I did not see that coming.
Was Peter the first? Oh, they were all timed individually, right?
Yeah, I thought they went at the same time. I was so bummed at the end. I was like, oh, it's obvious. And I was like, oh no, it was individually timed.
I don't think they said that unless I missed it.
I didn't either, but maybe I don't know. Okay, so we see Trishelle and Pete, right?
Right.
And they got the first one wrong, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm wondering if it happened like first. I wrote down he's the first one. But I don't know. So
I did too. The first one that couldn't get a shield and was wrong. I was like, awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And then Trishelle only made it 2 or 3 more. Oh, I have it written down. So the first one, Pete falls. I put LOL.
He ran. That's so funny. That's so funny though. He ran in that leaf pile, not knowing there would be a mud pit, and just
awesome.
Right in it.
I know. Everyone else got it right.
Yeah, even Trishelle was like, it's so funny seeing the Bachelor covered in mud right now.
Exactly. He was freezing at the end. Oh, cute. He was freezing at the end.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, God. So he was the only one that fell in. The only one.
No. Made it. It was Bergie did too. He was
you're right. Everyone else right except Sheree and Bergie. Bergie fell in. Yeah, he was freezing too.
It would have been funny though if he was the only one.
Like the 2 big guys.
Either way, it was karma.
So second, I had Phaedra and CT were wrong. And then CT gets in the net, and he's like, I think it was the moon.
Can you imagine being snatched up in a net?
Oh, I would freak out.
Did they warn you?
I don't know. Although a couple of them were like, okay, here I go. They seemed a little cautious. So they might have known that like something was up.
Yeah.
They might have had to warn them on that one. I don't know. They seemed a little aware on some of them.
Yeah.
Kate and MJ were wrong. MJ got the net.
Yeah.
Sheree was wrong. She was out. Yeah. She had $5,000 too.
Oh, really?
Because it was Sheree and Bergie. They grabbed $5,000.
Okay.
Yep. And then Kevin and Sandra got it correct. So far they're together. Parvati and John. And that's it. That's our only pairs left. Okay, then we have our third question. Trishelle wrong, gone. Biggest money. I don't understand because they were supposed to make it to the end with the biggest amount because they're the best team. So
Yeah, right?
okay, so Trishelle, Kate, and Phaedra were wrong. So that
Yeah.
leaves Parvati and John and Kevin, Sandra.
Yeah, which I was surprised about.
I know. Oh God, Parvati and John were so cute. She's like dragging him along. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes.
It was cute. That was so sweet.
And daughter action. I'm like, oh my God.
I know. It was adorable. And then they both got there. They both got the last one right. And they both got there. So Parvati and John had $7,000 and Sandra and Kevin had 1,000. So they made 8,000 for the pot out of 20 something. And then we find out they were individually timed. So now we have to find out the fastest time of the teams because they will get the shields. And it ended up being Sandra and Kevin.
Sandra and Kevin. I know. And she was so happy because she's like, I never won a shield before. She's like, this is everything for me. I'm like, oh, Sandra.
Exactly.
I just started becoming a huge Sandra and Parvati fan because I just watched Heroes versus Villains. And now I'm starting 16. I'm like 3 episodes into 16.
Who was in 16? What was that one?
Micronesia?
Okay.
Yeah.
He said got money, one of our 4 got a shield, so it was a win. I was like, okay, Pete, you tell yourself that. Yeah. Something like that.
Did you hear it was so faint? I had to go back actually today. Yeah. And it didn't show her saying it, but like in the transition, I think it was Parvati. She goes, I'm so proud of us. We really did it. And she was like talking to Sandra, I think. I was like, oh, because they have such like trouble between them. So
right.
Her, like,
that's
cheer her
sweet.
on.
Yeah. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then CT comes out of the room.
Oh,
and the night thing with the shield. I found a shield. I was like, oh my God, stop.
Okay, I'm loving this edit of him because we don't see this side of CT on the challenge.
Right.
And so seeing his goofy, funny, like fun uncle, side, it literally reminds me of all my uncles. I'm not kidding. But I'm from Boston, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But it's such a great edit. It's so fun seeing him.
I know. He's awesome. Oh, it's good. It's cute.
That's CT.
And then we have Parvati, Phaedra, and Kate in the hallway. And they're like, are we good to banish Pete? And Kate's like, yeah, I'm good. All good. And then Pete goes, Phaedra and Parvati.
Yeah.
Can we go talk? That was awkward. The whole thing was awkward.
So awkward because Phaedra was like, I'm not doing this. I'm out. I'm leaving.
Exactly. And Parvati's like, I'm not giving you anything till the round table. And now you want me to talk. And
all of a sudden, did you notice all of a sudden they opened that room? I'm going to have to go back. But during the trailer, I swear Dan was in that room in one of the clips. And we never saw Dan in that room.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember that room at all.
No.
Wait, was that no?
They're calling it the armory. But I swear it's a new room. It's a new room, guys.
No, yeah.
I'm not crazy.
I know. I was surprised by it too, and I'm like, at first I was like, did CT find a secret passageway?
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. Like a little Scooby-Doo action. He's like coming in from some other room, the lounge somewhere,
The lounge. I know.
What is happening? I don't know.
Let them all in there all of a sudden. Here you go.
CT tells Peter that they're coming after him.
CT, yes. What are you doing?
And that's why Pete pulled them in. I'm like, CT, what are you doing? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know what side he's really on. He's in the middle, but I don't think he's in the middle. I think he's on Pete's side.
He is. He does this every time. I noticed that CT just like waits. He's kind of like Dan a little bit, where he just like kind of rides Bolt and just like is friendly and like under the radar. And then once he knows like who's winning the numbers, he'll go to that side.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
He probably sees Peter's group winning versus I like to call them Peter's pals and the mothers.
And the mothers, awesome.
Mothers plus
CT, exactly.
CT's an honorary mother.
He is, exactly. Okay, and then they're about to go to the round table. They're all dressed up and fancy free. And Alan tells them to get on their boots and coats.
Players! Traitors! Imagine hearing him scream that through the castle.
No, nope. I would be panicked. Like, what's happening?
What's happening?
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
so they get brought into the forest. I remember that was so creepy. I'm sorry, standing in a circle in a dark forest with a fire in the middle. I would have the heebie-jeebies. I don't know.
I know.
It was creepy.
Oh, I love that stuff, though.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would be waiting for someone to jump out at me, and I'd be happy with it.
I would scream and punch them.
Oh my God. Yeah, it reminded me kind of like, I'm like, oh, Sandra in Poverty must feel a little at home. It kind of looked like Survivor because all the torture.
That's true. No, I went to a haunted house once and I did not do well.
No.
In a corner of the edge, like dragged out. So no one jump out at me ever.
Oh, I get mad when they're not scary enough.
Oh God. Okay. Nope.
I'm like, what I spend my money for here?
Exactly. So we have a safety chain type competition from Big Brother. So those of you that don't know or don't watch Big Brother, there's basically a safe person and they pass on something to another person that keeps them safe, and you keep going until whatever number of people that they want unsafe are left. So we started. So Sandra and Kevin start because they have the shields, right?
Yep.
And they have to decide on a unanimous person. They have to decide unanimously on a person.
Mhm.
And Kev's like, okay, we're sure. And she's like, yeah, I'm positive. He's like, I'm positive. And they're like, okay. And now it's like, who's going to do it? And Sandra saved Sheree. I was surprised that Kevin didn't say he wanted someone in his group.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Or did he? And like, we didn't see it. I don't know.
But he eventually agreed. He eventually said, I'm good with it.
Why Sheree? I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe because she's just playing such a, like, low
under the radar game. I don't know.
Clearly they don't think she's.
I have no idea. It made no sense. No. Okay. Then Sheree saves Phaedra, and Phaedra starts tearing up.
Yeah. I don't know their history. Do you?
Yeah. So I'm on season 5 already. It's a problem. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I've got 2 seasons since last week. They got along in the seasons I've seen. So maybe something happened in the later seasons. I don't know. But they have known each other a long time. And it just, I guess, felt nice. But I'm not, so far their history, I don't see anything wrong.
Okay. Yeah, it probably happens like that then. Mm-hmm. But that was cute. I thought she would pick MJ.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, and MJ was like really upset with Sandra. Really upset.
Yes, really upset. Because if Phaedra picks someone that she doesn't know for certain will stay on their side, she's now giving it over to Pete's pals. So why CT over MJ? I really thought, I knew she wouldn't pick Parvati because that would make her look like a traitor. You can't pick Parvati. And Parvati's like, I don't know why she didn't pick me. I'm like, come on, you know why.
I'm like, you think that?
I was thinking MJ or Kate.
Yeah.
Like, why not pick Kate or MJ? Yeah. Like, no problem.
Exactly.
And even like, I don't get it. Very strange.
Yeah. It did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
And then after that, CT picks John. I'm like, oh, Rochelle is devastated. And he said out loud, he's like, is it friendship or is it the game? It's the game. And I'm like,
I know.
But his reason didn't make sense. Oh, John's a politician, so he's good at this. No.
I know. Maybe he did feel like a little bit that she was a traitor, maybe. But
maybe.
Because, I mean, I don't know. She was very hurt, though.
That was brutal. And then so he picked John, and then of course John picks Pete.
Right? Oh. After the whole beautiful moment you and Parvati just shared in the woods. Really, John?
Exactly.
He called her the survivor. Like, you're the sole survivor, he said. Like,
oh, I was so mad. But I knew as soon as he gave it to John, I'm like, John's giving it to Pete. That's end of story. End of story. And Pete's gonna be safe. But yeah, so there goes the plans of getting Pete out.
Yeah.
Yep. And like Phaedra didn't even like, of course we might not have seen it, but she didn't even acknowledge like, oh, I shouldn't have picked CT. That was like nothing. Like, oh no. She was like, oh darn, Pete got safety. It's like, okay.
It's kinda her fault.
Yeah. I know. So Sandra thinks there's a chance that Pete's a faithful because he looks so nervous.
Really? I didn't hear her say that.
She said that in a DR. She thinks there's a chance Peter's faithful because of his business when John was deciding between him and Trishelle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So now Sandra doesn't think Pete's a traitor.
Okay. Because they were all on
Mhm.
board. He was gone. If that
They
did not
were.
happen,
I know.
he was gone.
He was gone. I know. Ugh. And then then we have the CT Trishelle and the
And he
whole
became like,
thing, and she's all upset,
yeah.
and they have their talks. And you guys must feel good, nice, and safe.
I know.
That was
Yes.
awesome.
She's giving it to
They
us.
were, oh God, they were in there celebrating,
They were.
and then they all walk in. They're like, "Oh, how are you?" It's like,
No.
no, don't do that. It's like on Survivor when you get a reward challenge and you walk back in the camp and tell them about how wonderful the food was. No, you don't do that.
Yeah, no. That's a no.
Exactly. Oh.
Yes, but Trishelle was so mad. And they basically, I forget who exactly was in the room. I think it was MJ, Sheree. I think Parvati was in the room. But they basically were like, "Did you talk to him?" And she's like, "No, I don't feel like I should talk to him. I feel
Oh,
like he
right,
should
yeah.
come to me." And then
Yep.
he walks in the room and he's like, "Oh," and he tries to leave. And they're like,
I
"Wait,
know.
you guys need to talk." So they're basically forced to now talk.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Oh my
this
gosh.
isn't middle school right now.
Yeah. And I haven't watched all the seasons of the challenge, so what was their history like? Have they fought a lot? Have they
I went back to reread it,
Mhm.
and the first season they were in, they were butting heads, and then there was a season where they didn't get along, and she actually left
Oh,
the season.
wow.
And I don't. That's all I'm reading is just that they just never got along. But then over the years, obviously they're talking more. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't-
Okay. And then basically we have the tower. And we have
Yeah.
Phaedra and Parvati. And Phaedra immediately like, you need to stop acting, sorry, like an icy princess. And Parvati's like, an icy princess?
like how she came in. She's like, "You're all safe, huh?" That's exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly. And
I thought
Faye
that was
said she was
funny.
acting like a mean girl.
A mean girl. And then wait, hold on. She said, what did she say? Because it was wicked funny. The way she said it, Iron Maiden or Ice Princess or something.
Exactly.
I'm like, this is not Broadway. What's going on, Phaedra?
I know. And Phaedra's like, I don't. She's like, what? And everyone stops talking. And Phaedra's like, you just gotta be nicer.
Yeah.
That's not it, Phaedra.
More lovable.
Yeah, exactly.
The dialogue between them two. I just love it.
I know.
Always button
Oh
heads
my
up there.
gosh. Because they're so like they've just got different approaches to
Yeah.
the game. Basically, Parvati's all in there and Phaedra's sitting back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, ugh, darn it. Phaedra was kind of working until Dan blew her up.
Yeah. So,
You know?
yeah. Did we mention that Trishelle, I think in this episode, she gathered them all together and she was like, let's try and get Phaedra, because I think
Mhm.
what Dan did was setting her up. I think he was telling the
Yep.
truth.
Exactly.
And just that she's got all these numbers and
Right.
Parvati's alone.
And Parvati's all alone. Exactly. So why not we can get Parvati out of
Right. Yeah.
And Peter's like,
so-
no, I think Parvati's first is better. And but like he just can't listen to someone else's idea,
I know.
in my opinion.
So this
Okay.
episode, they had no banishment and they had
Yep.
no murder the night before. But now they're up.
Right.
Now they're up in the, what are they calling it? The turret, the tower, the turret.
The turret, yeah.
And now
the tower,
they
the
actually
turret
have to
tower.
murder someone, but it's only the 5 people. Did we mention the 5 people? We probably didn't, did we?
No, so the 5 were
5. Yeah.
oh gosh, off the top of my head, MJ,
Yeah.
Kate,
Yep.
Bergie,
Yep.
who else?
Parvati.
Sheree? No, not Sheree.
Parvati.
Parvati, which doesn't count. And
Oh, wait, I got it right here. Trishelle.
Trishelle there. Okay.
So quickly again,
Yep.
Parvati, MJ, Kate, Bergie, and Trishelle were the people that they could murder. Those 5.
Right. So they're not going to murder Parvati.
Right. Like, so only those 4.
So only those 4, yes.
Yeah.
They talk about MJ a little bit, and I'm like, that's a waste. Like, that's getting
Yeah.
a number out on the side that's with them, basically. So
Yeah.
why would they
They kind of went,
I think they probably have to discuss all of them just so they can get footage.
seems like they did.
Yeah.
They went through one of them, like one at a time, I mean.
Mm-hmm. But they only talked about Rochelle, I thought. Really?
No, they said
Okay.
Bergie about being his number 1 guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think Parvati said it. Phaedra doesn't
Yeah.
really talk too much in these turrets.
He does
And-
not.
Yeah. She lets
know.
everyone else. And like I said, I don't know if that's a smart move or if that's just her not wanting to make the move. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. So then at the end, they're both basically hope it doesn't throw more suspicion on Parvati,
Yeah.
the person that they voted.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know who it is.
Right.
So in my opinion, I don't think MJ would throw suspicion on Parvati or Kate.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those would throw suspicion.
Yeah.
So it's down to Trishelle and Bergie, in my opinion.
No, in my opinion.
I think it's Trishelle, but I don't know.
Right. Well, they pretty much got Kate out of that. They were like, she's going to be a traitor if we can recruit her, if given the chance. Mm-hmm. So they kind of like said no about Kate. Right. Mm-hmm. In a way. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I do think it is between, what'd you say, Trishelle and Bergie? Trishelle and Bergie, I think. Yeah. Plus, and I think they'll do Trishelle. Yeah. Plus they're the Peter pals, so. The Peter pals, exactly. Like, why wouldn't they take one of them out? It would. And saying it's going to throw shade on Parvati means it's part of Peter's pals. Yeah. Right? Because MJ and Kate wouldn't. Yeah. Right? Because she's not against them. They aren't calling her out. They aren't doing anything. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. There we go. And now we have to wait till next week to find out. I know. I'm so excited. It's a 10-episode season, right? So we're almost done. Oh, is it? I think so. I don't even know. I might have just made that up. I don't know. Continue it forever. We need more than 10 episodes. Exactly. We can keep going. Keep recruiting traitors. We don't care. They have all those faithfuls left over. Something's going to happen. The traitors are not doing well this season. No. It's going the faithfuls. They were until Dan called out Phaedra. Dan really did. Turn the tables on them. He should have called out somebody that was a faithful. I don't know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Exactly. All right. Thanks, Janine. This is so much fun.